It's another early morning for the Echo team. We're just out about to check some nests. Kayla's all ready and excited. We sent John back to the car to get some things we forgot just for fun, and we're just gonna go through the bush to a small cliff nest called Das Boot. See you there in a minute.
Try to be flat so I have more surface to land on. Wow.
We're at the nest, so we're just getting our climbing gear ready, and Michaela's going to check this nest, and then we'll see what we find. Michaela's just doing her first abseil. It's pretty scary. This tree which we've just been holding on to is full of ants.
Yep,
So we've both got ants all over us. In true Echo fashion, we've got really great anchors. We've used this tree here, which is about the size of my hand, and it grows for about 3 feet. So that's really solid and great and confidence inspiring for Michaela. And just as a backup, we're using this tree, which then goes to the rope. So if this one gives way, this one will at least slow her down before she hits the ground. In 2009, Rianne came to this nest, and it had had 2 eggs in it previously. And when she arrived, the nest was empty of eggs but full of green feathers. And in a tree next to the nest was a very bold looking Mrs. Parrot. So we made some modifications at the beginning of last year so that we reduced the entrance size of the nest, and then cats are unable to get into the nest. So we believed it was a cat that had done it. No eggs.
Nothing.
Well, we'll get going because the pair were here when we arrived, and we'll get out of the way and leave them to it. It's just started raining on the dry tropical island of Bonaire, and of course none of us have got any weather gear, so we're all about to get very wet. Such is the life. And so now we're going to continue on, and there's no path, we're just weaving our way through the vegetation down to where we know there's this parrot nest. We're now at another nest, and this is an incredible tree, unlike any other on Bonaire. It's just for it to have a trunk like this is just incredible. And John's having a look down in the cavity, which goes about 2.5 meters down from the fork. I'm starting to get bothered by bees.
There you go. They were passing on me when I went. There you go.
On the way past that last nest, we passed the beehive, which is a big problem now on Bonaire, especially since strong rains, and they're doing very well. Now we're running a little bit because I got stung twice and the bees keep coming back and getting me. So we're going to get the hell out of here. Really horrible part of what we do now is almost every nest has got bees, and it's just horrible. But now we're up on top of the cliff in the air, getting a breeze, and hopefully we're going to encounter fewer bees and we can continue to check a couple more nests. It's not very nice though, is it?
No. Honey is good, but these are terrible insects.
Yeah, and it's really frightening because you can't see them. Just like Michaela, she's there somewhere. You alright? Okay, good.
She blends perfectly with the environment.
Okay.
Made it out alive.
Yep.
we're now at third nest of the morning. This nest is dory and looks like it's empty, but we're going to stick the camera in it just to see. If there was a female in there, we'd hear a big "Rah!" So yeah, another empty one, sadly. But we've got one more to check this morning, and we've got to just walk somewhere over there and find it. Now we're at the last nest of this morning's adventures, and this nest is rather handy because we just came here and it just happened to have this little door in it, and that allows us to check what's in there very, very easily. Let's see what Michaela finds. Nothing.
Nothing.
Rubbish. The parrots would find themselves their way into the nest down this hole here, and they would descend into the nest. They descend about 4 feet, or just over 1.20 m or something like that, and then they would go into this nest cavity. And I'll see it's very, very small. I just put my hand in there, you get a sense of the scale, and the Mrs. Parrot would be sitting in there for 6 weeks, incubating eggs and looking after the chicks. And then, and this nest has got lots of ants on it, so we get covered in ants when we check it. So it means we have to come back in a few weeks, or a week or so, and see what's there. We're now getting back to the car, and as is quite often the case after a fun morning checking nests, we're talking about crazy things, and the conversation has turned to giant moas in New Zealand and the eagles that preyed upon them, and how the world would be if we had avian predators chasing humans, and how complicated that would make our field work.
But way more exciting.
But way more exciting. So, hope you've enjoyed this morning's adventures again, and see you again soon.